IOM Academy Hyderabad.
Hello friends, welcome to IOM Academy. So today we are discussing about economy. As we know that in group 2 we have 150 marks. Indian economy is for 150 marks. So let us see about the Indian economy today. As we know that Indian economy is called as queen of social sciences because in social sciences economy plays a key role. Yes. See, what is economics and why should we study economics? అసలు మనం economics ని ఎందుకు చదవాలి? ఓకేనా? See, there are many other subjects like we have history, we have geography, we have politics. Even though you don't study those subjects, it is not going to any difference. But you should study economics. Are you understanding? You should study economics. Actually, what I say is, when it comes to geography, when it comes to politics, or any other subject apart from economics, any other subjects, you have to study them particularly. If you want to know about different landforms, you have to study geography. And if you want to know about our history, our past, and all those things, you should study history. And if you want to learn about constitution or any rules and regulations which have to be followed by the citizens, then you have to study the polity. But when it comes to economy or when it comes to economics, you don't need to study anything. Let us say, I'll say with an example. See, first thing is that, see, nobody tells us to purchase goods when the prices come down. First thing. And nobody tells us to do not purchase goods when the prices go up. అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే ధరలు పడిపోతాయో అప్పుడు వస్తువులు కొనాలని, ఎప్పుడైతే ధరలు పెరుగుతాయో అప్పుడు వస్తువులను కొనాలని మనకి ఎవరు చెప్పరు. బట్ స్టిల్ వి ఫాలో దట్. ఎందుకంటే ఎకనామిక్స్ ఈజ్ ఇన్బిల్ట్ టు us. ఓకేనా? If you want to know rules and regulations, if you want to know landforms, if you want to know the past, you have to study. You have to take a book and you have to study. But in economics, it is not like that. It is inbuilt. ఓకేనా? ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇన్బిల్ట్. మనం అంటే ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఎకనామిక్స్ అనేది మన బాడీలోనే ఉంటుంది. మనం ఆటోమేటిక్ గా ఎకనామిక్స్ గా బిహేవ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకేనా? దట్ ఈస్ ఎకనామిక్స్. సి, I'll assume that you know nothing about economics. Okay, I'll assume that you don't know anything. So I'll start from the beginning. From the introduction part, we'll go by chapter. Okay na? First we'll see the introduction, and by this introduction you will get to know that what is economics and what is the scope of economics, and economics deals with what. అంటే ఎకనామిక్స్ సబ్జెక్ట్ ఏంటిదో దేని గురించి మాట్లాడుతుందని. See, economics deals with money. Everybody know this basic thing that economics deals with money. But not only money, economics deals with several other things. We will see all those things in this introduction. Okay na? After seeing this introduction, you will come to know clearly that economics deal with which part of the subject. Okay, right? See, when we talk about the introduction of economy, we should know that the term economy is derived from a Greek word. The term economy is derived from a Greek word. చూడండి, ఇంత సింపుల్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా అడగడం జరిగింది దట్ ఎకనామిక్స్ అనే పదం ఏ వర్డ్ నుంచి వచ్చిందని చెప్పేసి. ఓకేనా? సో యూ షుడ్ కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ ఆన్ ది బేసిక్స్ ఆల్సో. యాజ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది బేసిక్స్ నో, యాజ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫ్రమ్ ది ఇంట్రడక్షన్, యూ నీడ్ టు నో దీస్ టూ స్మాల్ థింగ్స్ ఆల్సో. ఓకేనా? ఎకనామిక్స్ వర్డ్ ఈస్ derived from the word Greek word. ఓకేనా? వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ Greek word? Oikonomos. The term economy or economics is derived from a Greek word, and the word is oikonomos. See, as I told you that eco means household, and you already know that nomos means accounting. And by this, what do you understand? See, household accounting is called economics. Okay, household accounting is called economics. అంటే మన ఇంట్లో జరిగే చిన్న ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ కూడా ఎకనామిక్స్ అనే విషయాన్ని మనం అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ఓకేనా? ఎకనామిక్స్, you no need to go somewhere or search somewhere or read any book to get economics into you. Economics by default enters into you. అంటే ఎక్కువ చదవాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. ఆటోమేటిక్ గా మనం ఎకనామికల్ గానే బిహేవ్ చేస్తాం. ఓకేనా? See, let us see. Who is called as father of economics? This is a basic question, and this is a n number of times asked question. Okay na? There are several exams which I will show you that where this question is asked. See, who is called as father of economics? See, Mr. Adam Smith is called father of economics. Okay, who is called as father of economics? Adam Smith is called as father of economics. Okay, see, why did we call Adam Smith as father of economics? Andarni వదిలేసి we only called Adam Smith as father of economics. What is the reason behind that? See, he wrote a book, An Inquiry into the Causes and Wealth of Nations. Okay, nations is missing here. I'll write here wealth of nations. What is the name of that book which is written by Mr. Adam Smith? The name of the book is An Inquiry into the Causes and Wealth of Nations. This book is written by Adam Smith in the year 1776. 1776 సంవత్సరంలో ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ ఇది రాయడం జరిగింది అన్నమాట. ఓకేనా? In the wealth of nations. See, we will not call a person as a father of economics only for writing a book. See, so you have to understand here clearly that the importance of the book. ఓకేనా? ఆ బుక్ లో ఉన్న ఇంపార్టెన్స్ గురించి మీరు అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. నార్మల్గా ఏదో ఒక బుక్ రాయగానే మనం ఒక ఫాదర్ ఆఫ్ ఎకనామిక్స్ అన్నాం, చాలా మంది చాలా బుక్స్ రాసిండ్రు. అంటే వీ షుడ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ది ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఆఫ్ దట్ బుక్ అండ్ వీ షుడ్ నో దట్ వాట్ డిడ్ ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ రైట్ ఇన్ దట్ బుక్. సి ఐ విల్ షో యు హియర్. సి when we talk about Adam Smith, we are talking about USA scenario. Okay na? We are not talking about India. We are talking about USA. Okay? We are talking about USA. We are not talking about India. And particularly, we are talking about the time which is 1776. First thing you should remember that we are talking about USA and we are talking about 1776. We are not talking about 2022. Right? See, USA. Let us assume this part as USA. We basically know that USA is a very large country when compared to India, and we also know that the population of USA is very less when compared to India. Right? Even till today, you see, USA is this big and India is only this big. See, USA population is very very scattered because there are only 30 to 40 crores of population. India is very small and we have 120 crores of population. So there are a lot of people. So by this we can clearly understand that in USA there are lot of resources when compared to India. USA is vast in size and the population size of USA is very small. So the resources are very large. అంటే ఇక్కడ చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఏరియా పెద్దగా ఉంది ప్లస్ పాపులేషన్ తక్కువ ఉంది. ఇక్కడ ఏరియా తక్కువ ఉంది, పాపులేషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉంది. అంటే రిసోర్సెస్ ఎక్కడ ఎక్కువ ఉంటాయి? ఇట్ ఇస్ క్వైట్ క్లియర్ దట్ రిసోర్సెస్ ఆర్ మోర్ ఇన్ USA. So what Adam Smith said is, to exploit these resources, to get development, okay, to get development we should need entrepreneurs, we need investors. Okay na? To exploit the resources and get development we need entrepreneurs, we need investors. So if an investor comes here, he will use the resources. With that resources he will try to produce something. Okay na? He will try to produce something. In the way of producing something he will give employment to number of laborers. ఓకేనా? అంటే ఇక్కడ ఒక ఎంటర్ప్రెన్యూర్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, లేదా ఒక ఇన్వెస్టర్ వచ్చింది అనుకోండి, ఒక ఇండస్ట్రీ పెడితే, అంటే ఒక వస్తువు తయారు చేద్దాం అనుకుంటే ఆ వస్తువు తయారు చేయడానికి ఒక ఇండస్ట్రీ పెడితే దాని ద్వారా చాలా మందికి ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ వస్తుంది. దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ సెడ్. ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ ఆల్సో సెడ్ దట్ బట్ ఇఫ్ ద గవర్నమెంట్ ఇంటర్ఫియర్స్ హియర్, see Adam Smith says that government should not interfere. Government should not be there. Government ఉండకూడదు. ఓకేనా? Why? If government will come, if government comes into this scenario, government comes with lot of rules and regulations. When there are lot of rules and regulations, the entrepreneurs or the investors lose their ease of doing business. Okay na? When entrepreneurs or investors lose their ease of doing business, lot of employed labor will come onto the road. So Adam Smith said that government should not involve. Adam Smith opposes government to involve in the market. So that theory is called as free market economy theory. The question may come, the free market economy theory talks about what means. You have to clearly say that free market economy says that government should not involve in the market system. Who proposed this theory? Free market theory was clearly proposed by Mr. Adam Smith. అర్థమవుతుందా? గవర్నమెంట్ అనేది ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అవ్వకూడదు ఎట్టి పరిస్థితుల్లో కూడా. గవర్నమెంట్ ఇంటర్ఫియర్ అయితే రూల్స్ అండ్ రెగ్యులేషన్స్ వచ్చి ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ కి తన ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పోతుంది, బిజినెస్ చేయాలని ఇంట్రెస్ట్ పోతుంది. తద్వారా ఏమవుతుంది అంటే జనాలకు అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ అనేది పెరగడం జరుగుతుంది. సో ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ ఏమంటున్నాడు అంటే ఇన్ ఫ్రీ మార్కెట్ ఎకానమీ దేర్ విల్ బి ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ బికాస్ ఇన్వెస్టర్స్ విల్ హ్యావ్ ది ఫ్రీ హ్యాండ్. ఓకే, సో గవర్నమెంట్ షుడ్ నాట్ ఇన్వాల్వ్ ఇన్ ది మార్కెట్ సిస్టమ్. Adam Smith also gave the definition of wealth definition. There are n number of questions in the previous, you can check the previous year's questions. There are n number of times this question is being asked. See, Adam Smith gave the wealth definition. Which among the following economists proposed wealth definition? This is the question. Okay, Adam Smith proposed the wealth definition. From this we clearly understand that economics speaks about, or economics talks about, or economics discusses about wealth. ఎకనామిక్స్ దేని గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది? ఎకనామిక్స్ సంపద, వెల్త్ గురించి మాట్లాడుతుంది. ఓకేనా? 1. See, economics discuss about wealth, right? Adam Smith also gave importance to money or wealth. At every time, at every his speech and every of his book, he gave importance to money. Adam Smith దేనికి importance ఇచ్చినామా? He gave importance to money. Okay, right. Let us see JB says. JB says he is another economist. Adam Smith is one of the economists and he is also one of the economists. Both these people are classical economists. Okay, na? Who are called as classical economists? Let us say, for example, any subject is introduced just now. It is a new subject, and the people who are involved with the development of the new subject, they are called as classical. అంటే ఒక సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇప్పుడే పుట్టింది, ఇప్పుడే స్టార్ట్ అయింది, దాని గురించి ఫస్ట్ ఎవరైతే రచనలు చేస్తారో వాళ్ళని క్లాసికల్ అంటాం. అండ్ ది పీపుల్ హూ కమ్ ఆన్ లేటర్ ఆన్ we call them as modern. Okay na, modern economists. We call here as modern economists, and these two people, particularly Adam Smith and JB says, are called as classical economists. See, JB says clearly says that it is his definition. Supply creates its own demand. అంటే JB says ఏమంటున్నాడు? JB says is saying that supply creates its own demand. We have to justify it. See how supply creates its own demand. You try to think. See, I will justify here. If we justify here, it is clear for us, right? Let us try to justify here. Example. We are taking an example. Okay. As for example, let us say that there is a industry. And all of us clearly know that to establish a industry we need factors of production. What do we need? To establish a industry we need factors of production. What are those factors of production? First one is land. What is the second one? Second one is labor. What is the third one? Third one is capital. What is the fourth one? Fourth one is organization. Land, labor, capital, organization. These four are termed as factors of production. To establish any industry, okay, to establish any industry, ఎటువంటి ఇండస్ట్రీ పెట్టడానికైనా we need factors of production. Those are land, labor, capital and organization. Okay na? See, if you want to establish any industry, ultimately you have to establish on the land only, right? You cannot establish this industry on air or somewhere else. Ultimately you have to establish an industry on land itself. And when you establish an industry, you need labor. Okay na? Uttigane industry kattesi okay ankolem kadama, we need labor. Okay na? So here we need labor. We will particularly talk about labor here. Okay na? See, someone establishes his industry and he is producing, this industry is producing, let us say, some soap. Okay, someone established this industry and this industry is producing soap. ఈ ఇండస్ట్రీ పెడితే ఇండస్ట్రీలో ఏం తయారు చేస్తున్నారు? ఒక సబ్బును, సోప్ ని తయారు చేస్తున్నారు. ఓకేనా? how this soap is being manufactured? With the help of labor. Labor లేకుండా సోప్ తయారవుతుందా? తయారు కాదు. So we need labor. As labor worked in this industry and manufactured soap, I'm saying again, as this labor person is working in this industry and he is manufactured this soap, we are giving him salary. What are we giving to labor? We are giving salaries. Okay na? ఇందులో పని చేసి ఈ సబ్బును తయారు చేసినందుకు గాను మనం ఈ లేబర్ కి ఏమి ఇస్తున్నాం? సాలరీ ఇస్తున్నాం. And with this salary he is going to purchase this soap again. Okay, are you understanding? Otherwise, if there is no industry, ఇక్కడ ఇండస్ట్రీయే లేదనుకుంటే, ఇక్కడ ఇండస్ట్రీయే లేదనుకుంటే he will not get salary. ఇతనికి శాలరీ రానప్పుడు ఇతను సబ్ ఎట్లా కొంటారమ్మా? అతని దగ్గర పైసలే లేవు. అంటే చూడండి, ఇక్కడ ఈ ఇండస్ట్రీ ఉండడం వల్లనే, ఇందులో పని చేయడం వల్లనే ఇతనికి డబ్బులు వచ్చి ఇతను ఒక వస్తువు కొంటున్నాడు. సో అల్టిమేట్లీ దిస్ సప్లై ఈస్ ప్లేయింగ్ వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ రోల్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఈస్ నో సప్లై, there is no industry. When there is no industry, then there is no job for labor. When there is no job, he does not get any salary. If he does not get any salary, he is not going to purchase anything. So you should understand clearly that supply plays very very important role. So in this way, JB says that supply creates its own demand. So I understand that. Sorry, I feel that you have got it. You got it. I feel that you got it. See, let us take a latest example. Let us think that someone, a boy or some girl, is working in Big C. I think all of you know what is Big C, where we get mobile phones. Let us say me, I am working in Big C. Okay, I am working in Big C. If I work in Big C, I'll get 10,000 or 15,000 as salary. Okay na? If I work in Big C, I'll get around 15,000 as salary. Out of that 15,000, I'll save some money, and on one fine day I will purchase a mobile phone in Big C itself, or I'll purchase some mobile phone or some other gadget somewhere else. So if I don't work in this Big C, first of all, if I don't work in this Big C, okay na, I'll not get any money. If I don't get any money, I'll not purchase anything. నేను బిక్సీలో పని చేస్తున్నా కాబట్టి నాకు డబ్బులు వస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి నేను పర్చేస్ చేస్తున్నా. అంటే ఇక్కడ సప్లై జరుగుతుంది కాబట్టి, ఆ సప్లైలో నేను పార్టిసిపేట్ చేస్తున్నా కాబట్టి నాకు మనీ వస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి నేను కొంటున్నా. విచ్ మీన్స్ సప్లై క్రియేట్స్ ఇట్స్ ఓన్ డిమాండ్. ఇఫ్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో సప్లై, దెర్ ఇస్ నో డిమాండ్ ఆల్సో. బికాస్ టు క్రియేట్ దిస్ సప్లై వీ హ్యావ్ టు వర్క్ సమ్వేర్. ఈ సప్లైని క్రియేట్ చేయడానికి మనం ఎక్కడో ఒకడ పని చేయాలి. పని చేస్తే మనకి ఏమొస్తుంది? విల్ గెట్ ది మనీ. వెన్ వీ హ్యావ్ ది మనీ, వీ విల్ ట్రై టు పర్చేస్ గూడ్స్. When we purchase goods, demand for those goods will come. I think it is justified. Okay na? I think it is justified. Okay, let us move on now. Right, let us talk about Alfred Marshall. Very very important. Alfred Marshall is very very important. See, he wrote the book. Alfred Marshall also wrote the book. Obviously every writer will write a book. He wrote the book Principles of Economics. Okay na? Wealth of Nations is written by Adam Smith. Principles of Economics is written by Alfred Marshall. See, try to understand this clearly. Principles of Economics. Who wrote Principles of Economics? Who wrote Principles of Economics is written by Alfred Marshall. See, until now we have studied about Adam Smith. What did I say? Adam Smith gave importance to money. Adam Smith gave importance to wealth. But here, Alfred Marshall gave importance to welfare. He criticized Adam Smith. Okay na? Alfred Marshall criticized Adam Smith. అతను ఏం చేసిందంటే, ఆల్ఫ్రెడ్ మార్షల్ ఎవరైతే ఉన్నారో ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ ని వ్యతిరేకించాడు. ఏమన్నాడంటే, ఆడమ్ స్మిత్, యు ఆర్ ఆల్వేస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ వెల్త్. ఓకేనా? యు ఆర్ ఆల్వేస్ టాకింగ్ అబౌట్ వెల్త్. బట్ వెల్త్ ఈస్ నాట్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. వెల్ఫేర్ ఆఫ్ ది పీపుల్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. Okay na? Alfred Marshall said that Adam Smith, brother Adam Smith, you are talking always about wealth, but wealth is not the ultimate thing, but welfare is the ultimate thing. Who said this? Alfred Marshall said. Okay, ఏమన్నాడు ఆల్ఫ్రెడ్ మార్షల్? అన్న, ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ ప్రతిసారి డబ్బులే కాదన్న, వెల్ఫేర్ ఆఫ్ ద పీపుల్ అనేది చాలా చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అని చెప్పేసి ఇతను అనడం జరిగింది. He said that, Alfred Marshall said that economics is a study of wealth on the one side and welfare on the other side. If you take the coin, there are heads on one side and there is tails on the other side. In the same way, if you take economics, there is wealth on one side and welfare on the other side. Who said this? Alfred Marshall said this. Okay na? Welfare definition is given by Adam Smith. See, Alfred Marshall. I'm sorry, Alfred Marshall. Okay na? Wealth definition is given by Adam Smith and welfare definition is given by Alfred Marshall. So here we clearly understand that economics deals with wealth. Economics deals with what? Economics deals with wealth, and economics also deals with welfare. So I think it is getting clear for you now. Okay, so till now you have doubts that economics studies about what? Everyone know clearly that economics is the study of money. But see, economics does not study only about wealth. Economics studies about the welfare also. So I'll tell you one thing. See, there are many schemes like Raitu Bandhu, Dalita Bandhu, or She Teams, or KCR Kit. All these schemes are called as welfare schemes. These are introduced for the welfare of the people. Okay, welfare schemes. And see, here also we are using the word welfare. And those schemes are also we are using the word welfare. And those welfare schemes are studied under which of the subjects? నేను మిమ్మల్ని అడుగుతున్నా, ఇప్పుడు మన కేసీఆర్ కిట్ కానీ, రైతు బంధు, దళిత బంధు, ఇటువంటి మనం ఏమంటున్నాం? వి కాల్ దెమ్ యాస్ వెల్ఫేర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్. మరి ఆ వెల్ఫేర్ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ ని మనం ఏ సబ్జెక్ట్ లో భాగంగా చదువుతున్నాం? ఆర్ వి స్టడీయింగ్ అండర్ జోగ్రఫీ? No. Are we studying under polity? No. Are we studying under history? No. But we are studying it under economics. So by that we can clearly understand that economics studies about wealth and economics studies also about welfare. Okay, clear? Alfred Marshall, he wrote the book Principles of Economics. He gave importance to welfare rather than wealth. Who gave importance to wealth? Adam Smith gave importance to wealth. Alfred Marshall gave importance to welfare. He said economics is a study of wealth on one side and welfare on the other side. Welfare definition is given by Alfred Marshall. I think it is clear for you till now. Yes. Let us go to next slide. So Leonard Robbins, he is considered as very important person, and this definition is considered as the most effective definition of economics. Okay na? Most effective definition of economics is Leonard Robbins. Okay na? Scarcity definition. Okay. Leonard Robbins wrote Nature and Significance of Economic Science. Nature and Significance of Economic Science. Yes. He said economics is a science which studies human behavior as a relationship between ends and scarce resources. This word is very important. Scarce resources. Okay na? Human wants are unlimited, but the resources are scarce. We have many wants. ఓకేనా, చాలా కోరికలు ఉంటాయి, బట్ దాన్ని తీర్చుకోవడాల్సిన శక్తి, దానికి సంబంధించిన కోరికలు, దానికి సంబంధించిన వనరులు మన దగ్గర ఉన్నాయా అంటే లేవనే చెప్పాలి. సో హీ టాక్స్ అబౌట్ ఎండ్స్ అండ్ స్కేర్స్ రిసోర్సెస్. ఐ విల్ గివ్ యూ an example now. Let us say that you have some around 20,000 rupees. You have 20,000 rupees. By using that 20,000 rupees, you joined in an institute. Let us say IOM. Okay na? By using that 20,000 rupees, you have only 20,000. Okay na? By using this 20,000 only, you have joined in IOM institute. Okay na? And some other person have some 5 lakhs rupees, and he went to some Delhi for UPSC coaching. Okay na? By using this 20,000 and joining by IOM institute, you have secured a job, and this person does not get a job. నీకు జాబ్ వచ్చింది, నీవు 20,000 ఉంటాయి, 20,000 వాడుకొని నువ్వు ఒక ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ లో జాయిన్ అయ్యి ఒక జాబ్ తెచ్చుకున్నావు. ఒకరి దగ్గర 5 లక్షలు ఉన్నాయి, ఢిల్లీకి వెళ్ళు కానీ జాబ్ రాలే. సో you guys tell me that who is a successful person right now. So I can clearly say that this person is a successful person. So scarcity definition says that using the scarce resources optimally, if you use your scarce resources optimally and achieve what you want, then it is called as economics. So you have to know that how to use your scarce resources. So you have only 20,000, but by using the scarce resources, by using only 20,000, you have secured a job. By using this 5 lakhs, he did not secure a job. So who will you consider as a successful person? This person is called as a successful person. Economics studies about this. Economics studies about what? Economics studies about scarcity. అంటే దాన్ని తెలుగులో ఏమంటాం, కొరత గురించి చదువుతుంది. స్కేర్సిటీ అంటే మనకి ఎన్నో కోరికలు ఉంటాయి, ఆ కోరికలను చంపుకొని మనం కేవలం ఒక్క 20,000 పెట్టి మనం ఒక జాబ్ తెచ్చుకున్నాం, ఒకటి 5 లక్షలు పెట్టి కూడా జాబ్ తెచ్చుకోలేదు. అటువంటి ఇప్పుడు ఎవరు సక్సెస్ఫుల్ పర్సన్? ఇతను సక్సెస్ఫుల్ పర్సన్. అంటే ఈ స్కేర్సిటీ గురించి చదివేది ఏంటిది? మన ఎకనామిక్స్. ఓకేనా? ఆప్టిమల్ యూటిలైజేషన్ ఉండాలి. ఆప్టిమల్ యూటిలైజేషన్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డన్. ఓకే, let's see. Scarcity definition is one of the most accepted definition in economics. See, apart from wealth definition, apart from welfare definition, apart from growth definition, scarcity definition is the most accepted thing. Another, this is the most accepted thing. Okay na? There are many definitions. Other than this, there are number of definitions. But among all the definitions, scarcity definition is accepted as a best definition in economics because it clearly says about the human behavior. It clearly says about the human necessities. It clearly says about human luxuries also. See, I'll tell you a thing now which talks about luxuries. Choice problem. Choice problem. Leonard Robbins also dealt with choice problem. What is choice problem? See, which pant to be worn and which shirt, which shoes to be worn. These are also choice problem. Which perfume, which phone, these are also choice problem. But Leonard Robbins is not talking about that choice problem. Leonard Robbins is talking about the money choice problem. పైసలకు సంబంధించిన చాయిస్ ప్రాబ్లం గురించి మాట్లాడుతున్నాడు Leonard Robbins. See, if you have some 100 rupees. One second. If you have 100 rupees, on what you should spend these 100 rupees? నీ దగ్గర 100 రూపాయలు అంటే నువ్వు దేని మీద ఖర్చు పెట్టాలి? ఓకేనా? దిస్ ఈస్ చాయిస్ ప్రాబ్లం. You have only limited and scarce resources, and on what items should you use these limited and scarce resources. This is choice problem. You should spend on your necessities first. If you have 100 rupees, you should spend on your necessities first. నీకు అర్జెంట్ ఏది అవసరం ఉందో అది నువ్వు దాని మీద ఫస్ట్ ఫోకస్ చేయాలి. ఆఫ్టర్ దట్, ఆఫ్టర్ క్లియరింగ్ యువర్ నెసెసిటీస్, ఆఫ్టర్ సాల్వింగ్ యువర్ నెసెసిటీస్, దెన్ యూ కెన్ గో ఫర్ luxuries. This is called choice problem, and Mr. Lerel Robbins spoke about the choice problem. So here we can clearly understand that economics deals with wealth, economics deals with wealth, economics deals with welfare, economics deals with welfare, and economics also deals with scarcity, and this scarcity definition is the most widely accepted definition of economics, which is proposed by Lerel Robbins. Okay na? So economics is studying about wealth, welfare and scarcity. Now let us move on. See, Paul Samuelson. Okay na? Paul Samuelson gave the growth definition. Okay na? Paul Samuelson gave the growth definition. He said economics is the study of how human beings sustain with or without money for current and future needs. అతను ఏమంటున్నాడంటే ప్రస్తుత పరిస్థితులకు తర్వాత వచ్చే పరిస్థితులకు హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ ఎలా సస్టైన్ అవుతారు. హౌ డస్ ఏ హ్యూమన్ బీయింగ్ సస్టైన్ ఫర్ కరెంట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ అండ్ ఫర్ ద ఫ్యూచర్ నీడ్స్ విత్ ఆర్ వితౌట్ మనీ. For more clearly understanding this growth definition, I will give an example. By this you can clearly understand. Let us say, for example, in the year 2010 you are earning 100 rupees per day. Okay na? In the year 2010 you are earning 100 rupees per day. Okay na? According to on the day's inflation, 100 rupees are good enough. Okay na? But in the year 2022 still you are earning 100 rupees per day. Is this called growth? No, this is not called as growth. In this situation you can't sustain. You have to earn at least 250 rupees. This is called growth. He is talking about this growth. ఓకేనా? గ్రోత్ డెఫినేషన్ అంటే 2010లో 100 రూపాయలు సంపాదించినావు, అప్పటి వరకు హ్యాపీ. 2022లో కూడా అదే 100 రూపాయలు సంపాదిస్తే సరిపోతాయా? సరిపో. సో గ్రోత్ అనేది కూడా చాలా చాలా అవసరం. దీస్ ఆర్ ద బేసిక్ డెఫినేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎకనామిక్స్. ఓకేనా? దీస్ ఆర్ ద బేసిక్ డెఫినేషన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఎకనామిక్స్. బై దిస్ డెఫినేషన్ యూ కెన్ క్లియర్లీ అండర్స్టాండ్ దట్ economics studies about wealth, economics studies about welfare, economics studies about scarcity, and economics also studies about growth. All these things are very very important for running a good life, for running a rational life. Okay na? To lead a rational life you need to understand economics. Okay na? Now I'll tell you some things. ఇప్పుడు ఒక పాయింట్ చెప్తా, దాన్ని మీరు కరెక్ట్ గా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ఎందుకంటే చూడండి, first, do you remember that I said about Adam Smith that he gave importance to free market economy, and all the other countries, every country accepted this, particularly UK and all the European countries and USA. Every country was very very happy with the theory of Adam Smith. But when it comes to 1920s, see, you need to understand that Adam Smith proposed his theory in 1776. Adam Smith ఎప్పుడు ప్రపోజ్ చేసినామా? 1776 ప్రపోజ్ చేసాడు. బట్ నౌ ది టైమ్స్ హ్యావ్ చేంజ్డ్. The times have come into 1920s. Now the things are very very different. We'll look at that. You don't look at this now. దీని అంతా మర్చిపోండి. నేను ఒక విషయం ఇక్కడ చెప్తా, ఇక్కడ ఒక విషయం చెప్పిన తర్వాత we'll focus on this. ఇప్పటివరకు అయితే దీన్ని పట్టించుకోకండి. ఇక్కడ రాసి చూడండి, 1776. ఓకేనా? Adam Smith proposed his theory. Now the times have changed and the times have entered into 1920s. There are around 150 years in between. Okay, 150 సంవత్సరాలు ఉన్నాయి మధ్యలో. ఓకేనా? In this between there is a year called 1800s. ఓకేనా? Between 1776 to 1920s there is 1800s. In this 1800s you need to understand that industrial revolution. Okay, industrial revolution was started in England. Okay na? See, he proposed his theory in 1776 and we are talking about 1920. In between there is 1800s. In 1800s industrial revolution have come in England. With the coming of industrial revolution, lot of industries came into force. Okay na? Lot of industries, new industries, చాలా కొత్త industries అనేది రావడం జరిగింది. See, in 1776 when Adam Smith proposed his theory, 100 members were producing 100 goods. Okay now, 100 members 100 members, persons are producing 100 goods. Okay na? Now at this time only 20 members are producing 100 goods. Try to understand this thing. Then back then in 1776 100 members are producing 100 goods, but now only 20 members are producing 100 goods. How? With the help of machines. ఇక్కడ ఏమైందంటే మెషిన్స్ అనేవి ఇంట్రడ్యూస్ అయినాయి. ఇండస్ట్రియల్ రెవల్యూషన్ తర్వాత ఇంగ్లాండ్ లో ఏదైతే ఇండస్ట్రియల్ రెవల్యూషన్ వచ్చిందో దాని తర్వాత మెషిన్స్ హ్యావ్ బీన్ ఇంట్రడ్యూస్డ్ ఇంటూ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ సెక్టర్. కాబట్టి now we have lot of machines and only with the help of 20 people goods are being 100 goods are being manufactured. So we can clearly see here that 80 people have turned into unemployees. Okay na? Now 80 people are unemployees. Here 100 members are employees, but now here only 20 members are employees. And other 80 members are unemployees. And you need to understand one more thing, that here 100 members are producing only 100 goods, but with the help of 20 members only, with the help of 20 members and with the help of machines, lot of goods are being manufactured. Not only 100, 250, 300. అంటే ఇక్కడ 100 మంది పనిచేసి 100 గూడ్స్ తయారు చేస్తే ఇక్కడ మెషిన్స్ పనిచేస్తున్నాయి కాబట్టి కేవలం 20 మందిని పెట్టుకొని 100 కాదు 250 300 ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు. బట్ వన్ థింగ్ యూ షుడ్ రిమెంబర్ దట్ ఓన్లీ 20 మెంబర్ హ్యావ్ ది పర్చేసింగ్ పవర్. Only 20 members have the purchasing power, because only these 20 members are working and these 80 members are not working. These are unemployees. Okay na? Unemployees కాబట్టి వాళ్ళ దగ్గర పైసలు ఉంటాయా? ఉండవు. These people are now poor people. They don't have purchasing power. Only 20 people have purchasing power. Only 20 people have purchasing power and the goods into the market are 250 to 300. So by this we can clearly understand that the supply is very more when compared to demand. When supply is more than demand, then prices of the commodities will fall down. అందరికీ తెలిసింది, కావాల్సిన దానికంటే సప్లై ఎక్కువ ఉంటే ధరలు అనేటివి పడిపోతాయి, రైట్? When the prices started falling, okay na? When the prices started falling, the industries which kept these employees also removed them. ఇక్కడ ఏమైందంటే ధరలు పడిపోతున్నాయి కాబట్టి ఇండస్ట్రీస్ ఏమైతున్నాయి? ఇండస్ట్రీస్ లాస్ అయిపోతున్నాయి. ఎప్పుడైతే ఇండస్ట్రీస్ అనేవి లాస్ అవుతున్నాయో వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారు? దే విల్ రిమూవ్ దర్ ఎంప్లాయీస్ ఆబ్వియస్లీ. కాబట్టి unemployment rose to 90 now. Previously it was 80, 90, now 90, and here it is not 20. Only now only 10 members are getting work. Okay na? అంటే ఏంది? ఇంతకుముందు 20 మందికి పని దొరికింది, కాకపోతే ఇప్పుడు అట్లా కంపెనీస్ లాస్ అవుతున్నాయి కాబట్టి ఉన్న ఎంప్లాయీస్ ని కూడా తీసేసినాక ఇప్పుడు ఏమైంది? అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్ ఇంకా ఇంక్రీజ్ అయింది. అంటే ఈ సిచ్యువేషన్ ఏమంటామంటే వి కాల్ దిస్ సిచ్యువేషన్ యాజ్ ది గ్రేట్ ఎకనామిక్ డిప్రెషన్. ఓకేనా? వి కాల్ దిస్ సిచ్యువేషన్ యాజ్ ది గ్రేట్ ఎకనామిక్ డిప్రెషన్. నౌ వి కెన్ క్లియర్లీ సే దట్ ఆడమ్ స్మిత్స్ థియరీ ప్రూవ్డ్ టు బి ఫెయిల్యూర్. అంటే ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ థియరీ అనేది ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ. ఇటువంటి పరిస్థితుల్లో in this bad situation, in this recession situation, in this great economic depression, a very famous economist, James Keynes, has entered into the scene. Who has entered into the scene? James Keynes has entered into the scene. Okay na? He is called as James Keynes is called as father of modern economics. Okay na? Who is called as father of modern economics? James Keynes is called as father of modern economics. What he did, his book name is, he wrote General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. Okay na? James Keynes wrote General Theory of Employment, Interest and Money. He said that, see, till now all the countries are following that government should not enter into the market system. Okay na? We are following free market economy. Okay na? Every other country is following free market economy. But now James Keynes is saying that again. James Keynes is saying that he said government should intervene. Government's intervention is mandatory for the smooth running of the economy. All the countries were following Adam Smith's theory of free market economy, in which government will not enter into the market. But now James Keynes is saying that government's intervention is mandatory for what? For smooth running of the economy. ఇంతకుముందు గవర్నమెంట్ ఇంటర్ఫియర్ కాకపోయింది, ఎవరి కోసం ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఇస్తామో ఎంత ప్రొడ్యూస్ ఇస్తామో అసలు ఐడియానే లేదు. బట్ ఇప్పుడు జేఎం కీన్స్ ఏమంటున్నాడు అంటే ఎస్ గవర్నమెంట్ షుడ్ ఇంటర్వెన్. వాట్ ఆడమ్ స్మిత్ సెడ్ ఈస్ రాంగ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఫెయిల్యూర్. Now he is saying that government should intervene in the smooth running of the economy. He is called as father of modern economics. He wrote general theory of employment, interest and money. Right. Let us look at next slide. See, we need to talk about different economies. Before talking about different economies, I'll tell you a thing. See, in the 1929 economic depression, in the 1920s, actually economic depression started in the 1920s and reached its peak in 1929 actually, okay, but we'll consider as 1920s. All the countries suffered, every country in the world, most of the country which is following capitalist pattern, which means which is following Adam Smith's model of free market economy, suffered a lot, okay na? They were devastated. All the other countries were devastated except only one country. That country is USSR. అన్ని కంట్రీలు దెబ్బతిన్నాయి, ఆర్థిక మాంద్యంలో చిక్కుకుపోయినాయి. కానీ ఒక్కటే ఒక కంట్రీ మాత్రం ఆర్థిక మాంద్యంలో చిక్కుకుపోలేదు. దట్ వన్ కంట్రీ ఈజ్ USSR. బట్ వాట్ ఈస్ ద రీజన్? What is the reason behind that? Why all the countries suffered from depression and recession, but only why USSR was escaped from depression? See, the only clear thing is that USSR did not follow the free market economy pattern or capitalist economy pattern. See, USA followed socialist economy pattern in which government will handle everything. Till now, European countries or Western countries were following free market economy in which government does not control the market. But here, USSR is following socialist pattern in where government will control the market. Okay, na? You need to understand this clear thing. So, let us look at the different economies here. See, what is a capitalist economy? All the production process will be managed by the private sector. See, we have already discussed that in the free market economy or capitalist economy, government will not interfere. All the production process will be managed by only private sector. But when it comes to socialist pattern, all the production process will be managed by the government. Okay, na? All the production process will be managed by the government. Factors of production will be in the hands of private sector. When it comes to capitalist, factors of production will be managed by private sector. What are the factors of production? Land, labor, capital and organization. When it comes to socialist economy, factors of production will be handled by government. Even land, labor, capital and organization will also be managed by government in socialist sector, socialist economy. Okay na? Market forces will be managed by the prevailing market. So market, what are the market forces? Demand and supply. Demand and supply will also be managed by prevailing market only. But when it comes to socialist economy, market forces will also be managed by the government only. అంటే డిమాండ్ అండ్ సప్లై ని కూడా గవర్నమెంట్ హ్యాండిల్ చేస్తుంది. ఎక్కడ? సోషలిస్ట్ ఎకానమీకి ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ చెప్పండి అంటే యూ కెన్ సే దట్ USSR అండ్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ USSR, చైనా. Okay na? See, there are no plans, there is no planning commission, there is no planning system when it comes to capitalist economies. But when it comes to socialist economies, planning is mandatory. Okay na? When it comes to socialist economy, planning is mandatory. So no control of government will not control anything, market will do its work. Okay na? But when it comes to socialist, it is controlled by government. So the socialist economy is also called as controlled and planned economy. ఓకేనా? దీన్ని మనం ఏమంటాం? సోషలిస్ట్ ఎకానమీ అంటే కంట్రోల్డ్ అండ్ ప్లాన్డ్ ఎకానమీ అంటాం. when it comes to capitalist, uncontrolled and unplanned economy. So India is part of what? Is India part of capitalist economy or India is part of socialist economy? India is not part of capitalist and India is not part of socialist also. India has a different pattern of economic system which we call as mixed economic system. ఓకేనా? మిక్స్డ్ ఎకనామిక్ సిస్టమ్ ఏమేమి ఉంటాయి చూడండి. All the production process will not be managed by government. Some production process will be managed by government and some of the production process will be managed by private sector. Okay, in mixed economy we have government and we have private sector also. Factors of production will also not only managed by government and not only managed by private sector. So factors of production kuda kontavaraku government handle chestadi and kontavaraku private organizations handle chestayi. Okay na? Market sources will be managed by the government. No. See, in this also we have to. Market forces are usually managed by prevailing market only in India, but when it comes to rare situations, market forces will be controlled by government. See, in normal times, government will not interfere into prevailing market. But ఎప్పుడైతే అన్ఎక్స్పెక్టెడ్ సిచ్యువేషన్స్ వస్తాయో, లైక్ డ్రాట్స్ కానీ లేకపోతే హెవీగా రెయిన్స్ కానీ వస్తాయో, అప్పుడు గవర్నమెంట్ ఎంఎస్పీ మినిమం సపోర్ట్ ప్రైస్ ని డిక్లేర్ చేస్తుంది. అంటే ఆ విధంగా గవర్నమెంట్ విల్ ఎంటర్ హియర్. ఓకేనా? సి ఇన్ ఇండియా ఆల్సో దేర్ ఇస్ ప్లానింగ్ సిస్టమ్. ఓకేనా? ఇన్ ఇండియా ఆల్సో గవర్నమెంట్ controls the market. Sometimes India controls the markets. So we can say a different pattern. It is not like this and it is not like this. If we have mixture. Mixed economy is a mixture of capitalist economies and socialist economies. Okay na? Yes. See, you need to understand one thing clearly here, that oka vishayam meer clear ga ardham cheskali, that in 1920s when USSR clearly escaped from great economic depression. You need to understand that in 1920s we are going through Indian national movement. Okay na? 1920s lo em jarugutundi mana dagara Indian national movement jarugutundi. In those Indian national movement we have some good intellectuals who are educated, like Gandhi, like Nehru, like Subhash Chandra Bose, like many other leaders like M.N. Roy, like Mokshagundam Vishwesvaraya, like Jayaprakash Narayan, okay na, like S.N. Agarwal. All these people were observing USSR. They clearly understood one thing. Only because of the planning system. Okay na? Only because of the planning system, USSR clearly escaped from the great economic depression which the Western countries faced. So these people also, people of India were also keen that when the India gets independence, we are also going to implement 5-year plans in India. అంటే మనకు స్వాతంత్రం వచ్చిన తర్వాత మనం కూడా పక్కా 5-year plans ని ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేసుకోవాలి. అంటే యుఎస్ఎస్ఆర్ లాగా మనం కూడా తప్పించుకోవాలి, ఎకనామిక్ డిప్రెషన్ నుంచి తప్పించుకోవాలి అంటే మనం కూడా 5-year plans ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేసుకోవాలని చెప్పేసి అనుకోవడం జరిగింది. ఓకేనా? 5-year plans were first introduced by Soviet Union in 1920s. First 5-year plans ని ఫస్ట్ ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్ చేసింది ఎవరంటే సోవియట్ యూనియన్. జోసెఫ్ స్టాలిన్ ఇంట్రొడ్యూస్డ్ 5-year plans in Soviet. Okay? Attracted to a Soviet planning model, India introduced 5-year plans. So there is a simple question, that inspired from which country India introduced 5-year plans? It is clearly that inspired from Soviet. We can say USSR, or currently we can say Russia. Inspired from the Russia, we have introduced 5-year planning system in India. Okay na? Right.
IOM అకాడమీ హైదరాబాద్. గ్రూప్ 2 ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగం మీ లక్ష్యమా? వేలాది మందిని ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగులుగా తీర్చిదిద్దిన ఏకైక సంస్థ IOM. అత్యుత్తమ అధ్యాపక బృందంచే బోధన. IOM అకాడమీ, అమీర్పేట్, హైదరాబాద్.